How does the narcissist react to no contact? Well, not good. Not good. Until, of course, they get new supply that may assuage them for a bit. But, and we spoke of that on Monday. One of the reasons they get new supply so fast is because they can't sit and stew in their own head alone ever, right? They can't. So if you institute no contact, they're going to hoover, trying to break your no contact because they regard that as a contest. They regard that as something that they can tackle, something they can win. I'll show her. Oh, I'll make her call me. And you will get everything under the sun from them to make you call them. Crying messages, screaming messages, begging messages, calling you names messages, trying to appeal to your sense of decency. How could you do this to me? You're just like everybody else. You're abandoning me just like They will say anything to make you call back. And the reason they're doing that is they want to win at this contest. It's not a brokenheartedness that they're feeling and I'm going to call her or him. You insert your own pronoun, we always say, to make the story your own minus he for a romantic partner, so my stories follow that. They're not sitting there saying, I miss her so much. I really want to get back. That can happen in healthy relationships. Happens all the time. You have a breakup, you realize you love each other, you get back together. A narcissist is not going through that and calling you during no contact because they realize you're for them. I'm going to let that sit for a second. They're not. They want to win this no contact. They want to break you down. Why do you think many times, and we all have a story, I've heard it from my audience and in private coaching, we all have a story where they call. It could be all weekend. And you finally call them back, and then they entertain you for a day or two or three, and then boom, they're off again, and they're ghosting you, and you don't hear from them. Why? Because they didn't mean a word they said. They just wanted to see if they could break your no contact. It's a challenge for them. You're not going to talk to them. You're not going to answer the phone. Oh, I don't think so. Oh, I don't think so. Oh, I don't think so. And they're going to break you down. They're trying to wear you down when you get 50 messages in one night. They're trying to break you down. That doesn't mean they desperately love you. It doesn't mean they desperately are in a healthy way obsessed with you, although obsession indicates not healthy. But you know what I'm saying. That's not what they're doing. The minute you ring them back, text them back, email them back, drive by their work, they see your car, bump into them in a place, they knew you were following them, whatever, however method you reach back out, boom, they think, I win. I win. And they might not even take the call at all, let alone entertain you for 1, 2, or 3 days, right? How many times has that happened? You finally call them back, they don't answer, you leave a message, hey, I see 75 messages here, what's up? And they don't call you back. You know why? Half the time it's because with whomever they were fighting, could be new supply, or newer supply that you don't even know about yet, but with whomever they were fighting has bothered them, and now they're sitting alone and they can't do that, so they're going to reach out to people that are in their phone from before who they think will respond. And if they are desperately hoovering you that bad, I would bet, I don't gamble, but if I did, I would bet you a whole $1 that, just because I don't bet, so I don't want to do that, but that they are not just hoovering you. When they're doing that, they need attention from someone. So you've instituted no contact. It's making them crazy because you dare to make a decision that you're not going to talk to them anymore. Their ego will not stand for that. So you couple that with, now they're fighting with new supply. They're going to reach out to you and a bunch of other people. So anybody that answers them, they can keep on the phone, take to dinner, go sleep with, whatever they do, right? To make themselves feel better about what's happening in their life. Even if, say, they did somebody and they got together with somebody else and you're still not answering them, that's still going to bother them. Oh my God, she actually moved on? And eventually, they will stop. Eventually, they will stop. They will. But the strength has to come from you in resisting them during no contact. Because if you break, that is all they were after. They're not actually after your hand in marriage. They're not actually going to take you to Tuscany. They're not actually going to buy you a house and put your name on it. They're not actually going to put you on a pedestal and treat you like the queen that you are and you deserve this and blah, 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 blah. They're not actually going to do any of the false promises they make. They are breadcrumbing you. They are breadcrumbing you to make you think that all these things are going to happen if you just call me back. And finally, they say something that gets to you and you break. Don't do it, you guys. Don't do it, you guys. They can't handle no contact because how dare you make a decision that means that they no longer can be in your life. That decision needs to come from them. And they could discard you the second you call them back. I just wanted to see if you would. They could be that mean. Or they could, you know what? This isn't right for me. And discard you. Maybe you were the one who discarded them. Maybe they can't handle the no contact because you actually took that decision and ran with it and you are going to stand by it and you don't want them anymore. They're going to try anything they can to get to you. Anything. And it's just so that they can see if you will bite. To see if they can make you break. That gives them a sense of power. Once you've decided no contact and instituted no contact, that makes them crazy. They can't believe anyone could live without them. Oh, how are you going to live without their illustrious self? Remember? Deep down inside, they got a lot of self-loathing, right? But their grandiose version of themselves, they can't believe you can be without them. They know how they love bombed you, so they're going to start to do that. They're going to do everything between love bomb and calling you names. That's what happened to me. Oh yeah, the first 30 messages were all intense love bombing, promising many of the things I just mentioned. And then the last 20, this was all in one night within like 2 hours, were swearing every name in the book. How dare you? You're just like everybody else, just to make me call. And then the second that I did, 3 days later, he was off, doing his thing, not to be heard from again until the next round. And when you go through this enough time, you finally say to yourself, I'm never answering the phone again. Not only that, I'm going to take actions to make sure that he knows he's not welcome to even try. So I don't think my number, I don't even think he's blocked anymore. I don't think my phone has rung in over 2 years. And we're going to talk about that soon. We're going to talk about how they know when it's over. That's like next week. I have that outlined. But you guys, they don't handle no contact very well, but it is something instituted to keep you safe. It has nothing to do with them. We don't care how they feel. We don't care what they're going through. You've made a decision to institute no contact for a reason, maybe for many reasons. Keep them in mind when they're starting to come back and come back and come back, especially during the holidays. Hoovers are very common. I made a video on that a few weeks ago. Please look that up. Because they could be lonely. Maybe they didn't land new supply yet, and they're lonely. So now they don't know what to do with themselves. So they're going to go back into their phone and reach out to anyone that might have an open door. Who's a bench warmer? Let me see. Oh, she was always good for a call. Psh, psh, psh. They could be copying and texting 10 texts to send out. No contact doesn't sit well with them. How dare you make that decision? But remember that you made it for a reason. It's to keep yourself protected.